Hey, Skyfarers, and welcome to Aethercast, the Kharadron Overlords podcast. I'm Lee, the Arcanine Admiral, and here with me today is our resident hobby hobo, Hayden.
G'day. How's it going, everybody?
And we also have our resident Grand Admiral, Lord Magnate of Australia, I guess. Barack, Australia.
Yeah.
Aethercast.
Hey guys,
Barack.
good to be here.
And we're talking about CANCON.
Yes, the CANCON special.
Yes. So,
AOS Coach has made a nice video going through some of the lists, but we thought that he skipped. He went through some of the lists, but he skipped the best ones. So we're not here to talk about the 18 Petrofex elites or the Mad Lad with the Morathi and the Star Drake and the Gotrek. We're here to talk about the best lists. Kharadron Overlords. All 7 of them.
Yeah.
Well,
the 6 good ones and then your one.
Yeah. So the good Kharadron Overlord list, and then that other guy's.
Right. Let's see if I can share this.
Just a note to our viewers: if I fuck off suddenly, it's because I'm shitting my pants. I'm currently sick. So, but hey, it's good for me because I'm not at work. Because obviously, I will probably throw up and shit on someone. So yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
Right.
Hopefully
First
people
up,
can see that.
we have
So,
Alex
first-
Whitfield.
So, Alex Ilfin. He's got an Aether Chemist with the start of Ocular Optimization, which is the Barracks Ilfin 1, which gives +1 to hit on his gun.
Good
Oh,
choice in the
God.
chemist.
It's quite good with the 3d6 attacks. Plus, you have to take it if you're Ilfin. So,
Yeah,
Yep.
you do.
Admiral as General.
Yep.
With the Master Commander command trait, which is also a must take for Barracks Ilfin. And a Navigator. And then he's got 2 times 10 Arcanine Company.
Yep.
A frigate with a heavy sky cannon, 6 engine riggers with 1 drill cannon, 1 grapnel launcher, 1 volley gun.
All right. Tooled up for combat. For shooting.
Yeah, not completely for shooting though. Like you could have another volley gun.
because the grapnel stops them from retreating. So
Yeah, so he's got a bit of a mix. He's got 2 gun haulers, both with sky cannons, and one of them with Colbeard's collapsible compartments. Which is the thing that lets you take 5
love that
from the ship.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yep, and then he's got 5 Thunders. Which I'm assuming are rifles because it doesn't say.
That'll be the ones going inside the gun hauler.
yeah.
I'd imagine so. And then 3 Sky Wardens with 1 Skyhook, and an Ironclad with the volley cannon and the last word. So,
Okay.
what
There's
do
a
you
lot to
reckon?
unpack here.
Well, it looks like so he's got a transport for everything in this list. So the characters in 10 Arcanauts should be going in the Ironclad, 10 Company in the frigate, and 5 Thunderers in the gun hauler, and then the entire list can teleport.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
So we got Hyman.
Yeah. No. You carry on. I'll do my thing after you.
Saying we got high maneuverability here.
Yeah. Definitely.
Lots of small
with
units.
Skyport,
as well.
just the sheer amount of ships. Yeah.
Lots of small units, which it's interesting. 6 riggers, obviously, because you can't. You're not going to see people taking more than 6 often. I don't think now, because of teleporting around with the ships.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Oh, I see. That Barracks Ilfin, so he's 3 battle lines, the frigate.
Yeah.
I think that the small units are going to be good for distraction and capturing the objectives when your opponent isn't on them. This is good for.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think things like the Sky Wardens, the Skyhook, I'm guessing he's going to use them just for a bit of melee damage. Just for finishing off, something that's already injured, because they're not going to go kill something on their own. The Skyhook gives them a bit of utility that you can sort of teleport somewhere and then got a decent chance of getting a charge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the riggers seem more like they're for holding stuff up. The grapnel launcher to stop retreats.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I think that and this is by no means a criticism on the player. I don't know who this is, but I'm sure he's a great guy, and I'm sure he knows what he's doing. But just from a competitive level, I honestly think that this list is just what the guy has, which is fair enough. I mean, the books just come out, and guys still need to find their feet. So, like with the Sky Wardens and the Engine Riggers, I think the roles should be flipped. So I think they should be reversed. So the Engine Riggers are the ones that need to have the Skyhooked, because they're the most punchy and melee, really. Whereas the Sky Wardens, if you really wanted to take Sky Wardens, he should have tucked all the ranged weapons in those, because, I mean, as I said, the Engine Riggers with their sword, they just need to be in combat or shooting with their pistols in close range. Yes, that's what I've done. The Ether Chemist, I mean, obviously with the staff, I mean, being in Barracks Ilfin, there's nothing much you can really do there. But if it was me, in any sense, and we'll see this later on, spell in the bottle for a chemist every time. That's the best one you can take. The choice of the Admiral, I'm not a big fan of the Admiral, just because I just don't really see what he does apart from buff ships. But he has a lot of
generic command ability. He has a lot of command abilities that are exactly the same as the generic ones.
Yeah,
which makes me I don't know about the Admiral.
The interesting thing is the command trait that gives an extra command point on a 5+. But it's only when you use a War Scroll command ability.
All right.
That kind of plays in with the Admiral a little bit. But no, I mean, I kind of agree with Hayden here. Really, if I was playing against this list, I don't think there's anything other than the Ironclad where I'd be like, oh god, I really need to deal with that, because that's scary.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of weight of firepower just in those sky cannons as well, and the Ironclad volley gun is really good. So so in my opinion, most of the actual range damage is coming from those ships, and he's got 4 of them. So that is going to be a bit of a pain in the ass. And now that everything's a lot tougher, Arcanauts, I mean, there's nothing much you can really do there in regards to loadout now, apart from taking multiple 20s, which I wouldn't recommend, Alex. But
wow. We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Yeah.
We'll get to it. I mean, I hope this list does well. I'm hoping that I get proven wrong. But I suppose we'll see.
Well, it's the thing is, when you have lots of units that shoot, if they all shoot the same thing, they will do damage.
Yeah, so, I think if he keeps his force together, combines fire, he can pull out a surprising amount of firepower.
Teleports everything around together. Then
so he'll pick where the fights are.
So you can sort of teleport, pick things off, and then late on in the game he can spread them all out, because he's got 4 different ships essentially that can then all go off to different points with small units that can just then hopefully outnumber units that have already sort of been half killed.
Yeah.
I think the gun hauler with the 5 Thunderers in it might sort of take some people by surprise.
Yeah. That's actually a really cool trick. I really like that.
Okay, so should we move on to the next one?
Yep. Sure.
Yeah.
Good luck, Alex.
Yeah, good luck. And we mean Alex Whitfield, not you, Con.
Well,
Yeah.
We're not just being me. Oh, look, here you are.
Speaking
Hey,
of,
there he is. The arch.
hey, look at this list. Yeah, take it. Look at those 20 Arcanaut company. What's this guy even thinking?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Well, seeing as it's your list, Alex, why don't you run us through it?
Yeah,
And tell everyone at CANCON how to beat you.
Yeah, let me just tell all my opponents how exactly to beat this list. All right, so what you do first is you put your heroes right out the front and just kind of let me shoot them.
The best thing to do is make sure they're more than 3 inches away from any unit so they don't get lookouts, sir.
Yeah, I won't see that coming at all.
No, exactly not. Yeah. Cover this. Tell them to put their heads between their legs and kiss their asses goodbye, because my God, there's some shooting here.
So I tried this list without the Arcanauts. And then I found out that if you don't have a screen, friendly Flesh Eater Court's Terror Guy's going to come in and it's going to eat your Ironclad. It doesn't even matter if you got a 3-up rerollable save. The thing does 12 mortal wounds and you're dead. And that's how I lost a game in half a turn. So, not doing that again. Let's have a screen of Arcanauts.
Yeah.
Okay,
so let's because obviously not everyone watches this on YouTube. So for people that might listen to this, let's just run through the list with what you've actually got.
So I got an Endor Master with dirigible suit, and he's got the phosphorus bombs. I've got an Ether Chemist, spell in a bottle, using the Realm Scourge Rupture, Slaves of Darkness thing, which halves the enemy movement, which I think is really nice to just kind of stop their big. You can kind of trap their their heavy hitters, and then teleport off, and they're kind of just stuck.
And it does mortal wounds as well.
It does some mortal wounds, and it can't be turned around. So you're never in danger. I'm never in danger of my opponent taking second the next round, and then having an endless spell just smash through all my stuff.
And it's actually a wall-shaped one, isn't it? Which they're always quite handy anyway.
Yeah, you can block off some movement. There's a lot of utility in this thing.
Not only are you halving the movement, but they've actually then got to try and move around it as well.
Yeah.
So it's taking time away from your opponent.
While my force deals with the smaller stuff elsewhere. Yeah.
Yep.
It's also entirely not Kharadron Overlord looking. It's just a bunch of spikes coming out of a skull pit with chains everywhere. So
you'd be painted metallic. Painted it metallic, surely.
Yeah.
Put some cogs on there, that'll be alright.
Stick a cog, it'll be good.
Yeah.
So then I got my 20 Arcanaut company. They're a screen. That is all I expect them to do.
Yep.
2 gun haulers for battle line and the battalion. 20 gunstock thunders with all the special weapons, and an Ironclad with a sky cannon.
Oh yeah.
And the battalion.
And the escort wing. Yep.
Which is actually a really good battalion. It's really good. I've been looking at it way more and more now, and almost every list I make, I just always go for that one. It just has the best buff out of all the battalions that we've got.
Yeah, so it gives you a free reroll ones. I know we've got a lot of them. I know we've got a lot of that in the codex, but Jesus.
Battle card.
Yeah. But we got a lot of it in the codex, but it doesn't take a command point to activate this reroll ones or anything like that. You just choose a unit, start every shooting phase, get it.
And it's for everything in your battalion as well. It's not like you spend a command point and it goes on one unit. It goes on basically your entire army almost.
Yeah, it's the battalions, the gun haulers, the thunderers, and the ironclad, it's all the heavy hitters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a unit does.
Yeah, one thing that I noticed and should probably point out too, you said you had like all the special weapons on the thunderers. Obviously, you've only got one mortar and one fumigator. Because the mortar's rubbish.
The mortar is rubbish, but it gives you +1 to hit on all the other weapons when they're out of the boat.
Yeah.
So important thing, these guys are going to teleport with the boat, and then they're going to get out, and then they're going to stay out.
Okay.
Don't tell them your tactic. But no, yep. Carry on.
Yeah, all right. They get much better when they're outside of the boat. So keeping them out, good idea. Love the deck sweepers. They're just 4-shot rifles when they're outside of a boat.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why not?
Yeah. And another thing I noticed is the command trait you have on your general is tough as old boots. Is that the one we get extra wounds?
Yeah, just give him make it a 10 wound character with a 3-up save, possibly rerolling. Hey, we've got a tough character now who can take objectives and stuff.
Yeah.
And can fly.
And of course, so we weren't going to talk about this later, but it's kind of relevant now. In CANCON, all of the games are in the realm of life, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, is it 2 of the games that have life springs?
Yeah, so 2 of the games will have life springs where you can give an extra wound to a character.
So he'll then be on 11 wounds.
He could be, yeah. Or I could have a 6-wound chemist. Who knows? Ooh. No,
He'll be on 11 wounds.
Yeah, he'll be on 11 wounds. Man, I hope I don't fight a Gotrek in one of those life springs. I don't need him to be 7 wounds.
No. Okay. Yeah, so teleport and shoot stuff, basically.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's going to go terribly. Bro. Who's ready for the Hindenburg? I'm ready for the Hindenburg.
Nah, so what I think, honestly, is that I think your list will do really well. Because I mean, like, yeah, everyone says that the shooting meta is coming back and stuff like that. To be honest with you, most armies, at least from what I've seen from the lists, is that there's not there isn't that much shooting apart from the obvious Surges of Sigma and such like. So I think you're going to do really well. I think a lot of people aren't going to be prepared for what you're bringing. And the only real criticism that I have is not the Arkanauts. It's just because obviously you've gone full on for shooting. But I mean, everyone at least nowadays, riggers are amazing, and you haven't taken any riggers. But I'm really, really, really watching you and the way you're going to be doing to see how your whole shooting list actually does work, to more influence my list building and stuff like that. So but expect me to be screaming bullshit on the live. I've streamed everything on it. Again, just like last year, I was that guy. I was Cartship 23 for anyone who was watching.
It'd be cool to go back on the live stream.
I hope you do.
Yeah, so it's one of these things. Like people say that shoot. I've been saying since 2 years ago that shooting was coming back into the meta. I don't know how long it's been. It's been a long time. It does feel like it's finally coming back. If it ever really went away. But what I think is actually coming back is not the shooting, but it's teleport shooting.
Yes.
So we saw it first with Cities of Sigma with Halahar, with Brady teleport and the bridge and just teleporting handgunners around. There is at least one list doing that at CanCon, as far as I can see. And I haven't looked through all the lists. I've looked through a few, but and then it seems like obviously that is essentially what KO does now. It's teleport to shoot.
Very much.
Tzeentch can do that now as well.
They can, and it's scary with those flamers.
Yeah. So it's something that I think people will need to be aware of, whether it's against KO or not. Is can you deal with stuff that's just going to teleport turn 1 to 9 inches away and shoot. Because if you can't, you're going to be in trouble potentially. But yeah, what you were saying, Hayden, is not having that combat unit. You're going to be relying on shooting to basically kill stuff to then get onto the objectives.
Yeah. So you haven't really got the contingency there to prepare for if you're coming up against something really tough. You know. But apart from that, as I said, I really like your list. It's interesting. It's different from what we've all been talking about. So yeah, go forth and conquer.
Yeah. I think you're going to take a lot of people by surprise.
Yeah.
I hope so.
You don't sound confident.
Well, you know, new book. I was practicing for like a month or two with a list that I made with the old book that had Go Trick in it. I was really looking forward to using that Ambot model.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
But
new
we'll
book,
see what
boom.
happens.
For
New book,
comparison,
boom.
how long had you been playing with your old KO list before last year's CanCon?
I'm gonna say about the same time as I've been playing with this list, like 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
Oh, gee. Wow.
We kind of, me and my friends went to Hungry Jack's one night and just brainstormed what might work, and we came up with that, and then I used it.
Okay.
And it worked.
Have you
There
KO before then?
Like the night before CanCon, I tested it against a friend's. I got a friend who's got like pretty much every death list. So I tested it against Feck, Ghosts, and Legions of Nagash, and it lost all 3 times. So coming to CanCon, I was like, just avoid all of that. And then somehow it won. Who knows?
Okay. Your wild card then, basically.
Yeah. Just see what happens.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
I mean, no, I'm a tactical genius. I know what I'm doing at all times. It's Okay.
Well,
Always on a plan.
Well, good luck, Alex.
And Germans are known for winning wars, are we?
Yeah, good.
You can start them. We can't finish them.
Yep, true.
Okay, let's move on before we go down a rabbit hole. Okay, next list is Chris Stratford's. He's Barak Urbaz as well.
I love this list.
One thing we didn't mention actually when we talked about Alex is basically the main thing about Barak Urbaz. You get extra D3 Aether Gold.
Yes, and your guys don't get affected by the battle shock.
By the bravery, you don't get the bravery debuff for using the Aether Gold, so you just use it whenever. Yeah. No negatives,
which is great.
I would suggest you fight as well. You get an extra Aether Gold as well, can't you?
You do, but only for a Skyfarer's unit. So
yeah,
I would suggest those D3 extra Aether Gold. Give the Ironclad 2 shares. Give it 2 shares if you can.
Okay.
Right.
Is it just you can give out D3 extra Aether Gold, then not pick D3 units?
Yeah, it's you get D3 extra shares or D3 units gain an additional share of Aether Gold.
Oh, so can you pick the same unit twice?
No, I don't think so. No, but what you want is you want to pick the Ironclad so it starts the game with 2 shares.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I guess the Thunderers they probably want 2 shares. But if they don't, it's all right because they can get one later on in the game.
Yeah. And you don't mind if they get in combat because then they get an extra shot each.
Yeah. It also counts if they're in the Ironclad. So someone charges the Ironclad, Thunderers fight. Now they participate in the combat, get a share. It's cool.
Yeah. So if you get a third, do you normally put it on the engine master?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, the Engine Master gets it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Right. Let's look at. Have we missed anything from Urbaz?
The chemist can buff 2 units if he's your general, but he's not.
And it makes gun haulers battle line.
Yep.
No. Oh yeah. Sorry. Okay,
so Chris
is what we're seeing here. Yeah.
Yeah, he has got a navigator, which is his general. The command trait is Ride the Wind, which I can't remember exactly which one that is, but I'm assuming it's the one that gives extra movement to ships.
I'll just look that up quickly in my book.
It sounds about right.
Keep going.
Then with the Voidstone Orb, which is a nice little, basically turns the navigator into a Knight Incanter because it's an automatic unbind. But it's once per game, but it can also be used for dispels.
Yeah,
not just unbinding, which is quite good. He's got Balloon Master as well with the
the Voidstone Orb says if you do so, the dispelling or unbinding roll for that use of the ability is automatically successful.
Yeah, so it's dispels as well as unbinds, isn't it?
It is.
No.
Yes. Have you found Ride the Winds?
Ride the Winds. Add 3 inches to the move of a sky vessel if this guy's in its garrison.
Okay.
So that'll be the Ironclad. So that's an 11-inch movement Ironclad.
Yes, depending what he puts in it. So then he's got 3 engine riggers. Another 3 engine riggers. Both of them are grapnel launchers. Then he's got 5 thunderers. And he's got
5 thunderers.
Oh no, sorry, 15 thunderers. Sorry, I'm not
15 thunderers.
15 thunderers. That's more likely. Do you think there will actually be 14?
No, because his Ironclad has the buoyancy aid. Okay. So he's thinking of putting 15 thunderers and a navigator.
Yeah.
In there. Although I think it probably actually would have been better to have 14 thunderers and give that Ironclad the ram, the mortal wounds ram.
Yeah, either that or the last word, which we didn't mention on Alex Whitfield's list, but he had that the last word.
Makes it painful to charge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ram and the last word are both nice, and it's just kind of you choose whichever suits you personally. I think they're both equally good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Part of the reason why I think he's probably not dropped the Thunderers down to 14 is because he's got 3 Aether cannons.
Yep.
But interestingly, he hasn't gone for the deck sweepers or the mortar, so he won't be getting the +1 to hit on those. But they're still a very potent weapon.
Agreed.
And
hey, Lee.
Yeah.
Alex has been kicked out.
I just saw the message come up saying help.
Help.
Hello again,
Thanks.
Alex.
Hello.
So you nearly exited, did you?
We're back now.
Screen of death.
Everything's fine.
We're back. Okay. So then he's got an Ironclad with the Great Sky Cannon, buoyancy aid, as you said, and 3 gun haulers, each with Sky Cannons. One of them has the Breath of Morgrim, which is the Barraca Bears thing you have to take. Which is
you
not
gotta
bad.
Take
it. Is mortal wounds on a 6+ for everything within 6 inches, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, so if your gun hauler gets charged, you can kind of just gas him.
Yeah. It's not. I mean, it's a kind of a tax, but as Skyports go, that's not a bad one.
Not really.
I mean, I will always put it on a gun hauler just because they're the ones that are going to be zooming around the most, and they're the ones most likely to get charged. So
Yeah, and,
Yeah,
and instead of a normal shooting attack, so if you put in a gun hauler, you're not giving up as much as if you're putting it on an Ironclad.
yeah, they always put it on the gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's an ability, I guess if it runs, it can still do some damage.
Yep.
And of course, he has the escort wing, so the Ironclad, Thunderers, and all 3 gun haulers going to be re-rolling hit rolls of 1 against whatever one unit he chooses.
Yeah. I really like this list. It's
I like it.
It's more offensive than mine, I think. I've put a lot of stuff into defensive measures. This is just all out kill. The end riggers are really nice. Instead of a spell in a bottle guy, he's gone with a very anti-magic route.
Yeah.
Which honestly makes more sense for dwarves.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like one thing that I would have done. I mean, overall, I think this is actually a really great list, and I'm keen to see how it goes. I probably would have put the engine riggers in 1 unit of 6 just to maximize your output for the source. But apart from that, I see what he's doing though. Because with the grapple launchers, I think he's aiming to tie up, key units that he doesn't want to go anywhere. So he'll charge the engine riggers into like things like keepers of secrets and whatnot, and hopefully if they don't fucking die, they can take them up. Or even just like units of chaff and stuff like that, he can charge them in there. So the other stuff you concentrate on other things.
You need to have something that sometimes also can just sit in on objective. So for 100 points, they can go and do that if you need them to. In some you do actually get an extra sword attack by having them in 2 units of 3.
Yeah, you do.
Do you?
But
because you get a sergeant twice.
True.
But of course, obviously, if you charge them both in the same turn, they're not going to fight at the same time. But yeah, they're going to be handy for tagging on the ends of units and things where not too much will pile in on them, and with them
just assassinating things off objectives, really.
Yeah, the grapnel launcher will stop things retreating. That so it should help. Even if he just use them to zone out space, it will help keep stuff off the ships.
Yeah. So that's the thing you really need to look out for, Chris, is alpha striking. People will try to get into combat with your Ironclad, and there's a lot that can still kill it, even with 18 wounds and a 3-up save.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like Terrorgeist. Jesus Christ, that Terrorgeist.
And Flamers. Potentially.
Yeah.
Flamers. Yuck.
But not handgunners, we don't think. I think this is a good list. So it's very similar to yours, but basically without a screen. A little bit more choice in where stuff goes, because the extra gun hauler and the riggers, a few more moving units. It'd be interesting to compare actually. When they do matchups and things, you don't know. It's hard to say. But,
well, I hope to see this list on top table. Really, but
I think it's a really good list.
No, I think it'll do really well.
What'll be really interesting is if you're both on top tables at the end, and then it's just because the roll up will just the game.
The Kharadron Overlord off.
Yeah, you're just a roll off yeah.
That'd be cool. I'd pay to see that.
That would be.
Okay. Shall we move on? Because very similar to ours. I think we discussed everything, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck to you, Chris. Next, we have Ben Keegan's list, which is another escort wing in Barracudas.
I love this list. apart from the engine harness, engine master, I fucking love it.
Okay,
yeah.
Run through it then, since you love it, and you obviously must have already read it.
I have, but I haven't. Okay, so obviously he's got a Floaty McShooty Sword, who is the engine master with dirigible suit. His trait is wealthy, which is interesting. And his artifact is the miniaturized ethermatic repulsion field. Fuck, I love the names. He's got an etheric navigator with a cyclonic ether meter, which is great. And he's also got an engine master with engine harness, which I think is more for just maximizing his repairs, which he's going to need. His unit, he's taken 3 gunstock gun haulers to fill out his battle line, which is fantastic. All of them have got gun sky cannons, which is also good. The first one's got the Bear of Morgan, which we already covered. He's got 20 Grunstock Thunderers. Once again, we can't do the loadout, but I'm betting that he's going to be taking all rifles. An Arcanor Ironclad with the great Sky Cannon again, great. With the Emblem Buoyancy Aid, which is great. With the Grunstock Escort Wing, bang on, 2,000 points with an extra command point.
Yeah.
I really like this list. Got a shit ton of firepower. It's very zoomy, so it's very mobile. He's taken the Buoyancy Aid so that he can chuck the Thunderers into the Ironclad alongside of his heroes, which is really good. One bad thing about the list is that obviously with KO now, it's lacking bodies. But honestly, I think that he's just going to be shooting so much shit that it's not really going to matter. But we'll find out.
Yeah.
So Thunderers with rifles definitely means they're staying inside the Ironclad.
Yeah.
Agree. Yeah. So they're just going to be zooming around, getting the buffs. The Navigator's just going to be doing halving movement and shit like that for everything he sees, which will inhibit your opponent's ability to move anywhere and do anything important while you just zoom around, take the objectives with the gun haulers, and he's got the Death Star Ironclad, which is just going to shoot shit. That's the way to look at it.
And it's really hard to get into combat with that Ironclad as well, because actually three gun haulers around it takes up quite a bit of space.
Yes.
And anyone who charges that Ironclad is going to be in for a nice surprise with the Endrin Master in there. Hit him with a hammer.
Yep.
And the command trait he has on the Flying Endrin Master is wealthy, which means he gets an extra Aether share gold as well.
Oh,
so he's all in on those shares.
Yeah, so he's getting his D3, which he'll be doing the same thing as you, really, which is the Ironclad and the Thunderers, I would imagine. And then if he gets the next one, I guess I don't know if he would put that on the Endrin Master, since he's already got 2.
Could be on the other Endrin Master.
Maybe. I mean, you could put it on one of the ships.
Put it on 2 on a gun hauler, I guess.
He's going to have a lot of shares, because obviously all of the ships get 1 to start with anyway.
And so do all the heroes. Everything in this list starts with a share. That's really good.
Yeah, which is fantastic.
He's going to have a tough time deciding when to use them, because it's only once per phase, isn't it?
Yeah, it's once per phase. So you gotta choose which thing you want to reroll wounds on, or which one you want to reroll saves on.
Yeah.
But it still means that he has the option to pick.
Yeah. Yeah, as opposed to going, well, I have to do it because it's the only one with the share.
No, I also, this is a good list. Very shooty. Again, one thing just to be aware of is this lack of screens is going to mean your opponent's going to try and alpha strike you. So maybe use those gun haulers to screen the Ironclad.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
This list is an alpha strike list. It just is. But the thing is that if he gets counter alpha, he's going to get pretty messed up if he doesn't position right. Which is just how KO is. But
this list is 4 drops. By the looks of things, pretty good.
Yep.
Things will outdrop you though.
Yep.
Is it not 3 drops?
Nah, it's 4. You got the Escort wing, and then you got 3 heroes.
Oh, the extra Endron Master. Oh, I was only counting 2 heroes. The sneaky little Endron Master in there. Okay.
I almost think he
Yeah,
had like he built his list and had 100 points left over and was like, Endron Master.
Yeah. Keep that.
I would have just.
Yeah, I guess. There is. We do know there is a mission in this event that is going to be about heroes capping objectives.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Okay. So yeah,
Disregard.
Okay. So, with regards to like the last 3 lists, it's funny. We started off with yours, which is probably the most offensive, and then we moved on to Chris's, which was like a more offensive version, and then Ben's is probably an even more offensive version than Chris's.
Yeah, it's the Urbaz Escort wing. I think it's going to be a staple of a lot of lists moving forward.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, like, I'm just like, in my personal opinion, I mean, I could be wrong, and obviously you're going to show us that because I mean, CanCon is the first real show of top end competitive KO play.
Because LVO is using the old book.
Pardon me.
LVO happening at the same time, but they're using the old book still.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all kind of.
There's a guy who's been Miles Benjamin. He's forced into taking the old 40 Arcanauts Chemist combo.
Well, that's dumb. But yeah. So, but but apart from that, yeah. So this is the first real show of top end competitive KO play. And so this event is probably going to paint a picture for how we're going to do in other events and sort of our list builds and stuff like that. And with that, though, I think that everyone's starting to key on to the fact that we are definitely an offensive shooting army. We're not like other Dwarden, like fucking those dispossessed peasants who just sit there in their rock, who just sit there and take it. We have to get out there and hit them. And we have to hit them hard and we have to hit them fast. But I'm keen to see how your list goes defensively, because I'm probably wrong. I'm always wrong. So yeah.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting this event.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's funny because basically what you just described is what KO were before in some ways.
Exactly.
Just hit them hard and fast.
But it's just the way that we do it has changed.
Yeah.
Which is what I think a lot of people are still going to struggle with KO players. Yeah, so we just need to be adaptable.
Yeah.
I think if there might be some people that are unprepared that go, "Oh, you can teleport more than one ship."
Yeah.
Hopefully we've still got the element of surprise. We'll have the element of surprise in this event. After this weekend, people are going to know what we do. But for this event, we're going to be able to get away with some things that we won't be able to in other events.
Yeah.
And I think
it's really important to hear that LVO is using the old book. I think that's quite sad, actually. It doesn't make sense to me because the book's almost been out for ages.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, for CanCon, we had 3 days to look at the new book and write a list.
That's fine.
Yeah. But when do they have to have their list submitted for LVO then?
I'm not sure on that one.
Yeah. It does seem like a bit of a shame, but I understand. It depends on because some tournaments, like, I go to ones and they're like you have to have the list in like by midnight the night before, and so obviously if you need to have them in like a week before, then it's a bit different. But
yeah, they wanted us. So the weekend that KO came out, they wanted the lists in the Monday after that weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, so they can do their list review shows, and so we can do what we're doing now by looking at all the lists.
Yeah. To be fair, some tournaments don't even allow books haven't had an FAQ because now we get an FAQ 2 weeks afterwards. Like it's
Yeah.
not allowed now for tournaments to say, well, if it hasn't had an FAQ yet.
Something interesting happened with this tournament. So they FAQs are only allowed if they came out before the list submissions. Before list submissions closed.
Oh, so the Slaves to
about-
Darkness?
The Slaves to Darkness thing FAQ came out about 5 minutes before list submissions were due to close.
Oh.
Oh,
So they have said that Slaves to Darkness players got, I think, an extra week or so to submit their lists.
Right.
But the FAQ will be used, and some of them are actually changing their lists because of that FAQ.
Yeah.
Okay.
doesn't surprise me.
I think it did something to a Nurgle Demon Prince.
Yeah. I can't remember the exact details of it, but yeah, it's quite substantial, I think. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
they're just right.
So the other interesting
Running
thing is
around clubbing people, aren't they? So who knows? They haven't got guns. Who cares?
KO. We're probably going to get an FAQ this weekend on the CanCon weekend.
Yeah, it'll be Monday, won't it? Presumably.
Yeah.
That's when we normally get them on Monday.
But we won't be able to reference it in the event.
No.
So we're going to have to just kind of navigate our way through some of the rules.
Yeah.
If my ship runs, can the garrison inside shoot? Who knows? It's a mystery.
Have you asked any, like the TO, for any rulings on that sort of thing?
I have not. No.
Are you not bothered because you're just going to teleport everywhere anyway?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, who knows? My list could do all kinds of things. I should probably ask the TO though. Someone should ask the TO about some of the weird rulings on KO.
yeah. Fine.
Okay, let's talk about Dani Carroll's list. Good luck to you as well, by the way, Ben, if you're listening.
You mean?
If he is. Good luck to him. So, Dani Carroll hasn't got an escort wing, so we can talk about something different. Thanks, Dani.
Yeah, we're back on Zilfin.
Yes, back to... is it? Let's have a look. What's he got?
So we've got an Archnaut Admiral with Master Commander.
Anything? I was hoping to say that it was a Frown car, but I can't.
It's not really.
No, it's a fleet.
A Navigator with a staff of ocular optimization and a Chemist. Just a Chemist.
What?
Just a Chemist. No
Just a
spell in the
chemist?
bottle. No
Nope.
staff. Just a Chemist. Okay.
He's got no battalions, so he's got to take the staff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Although I really would have put that on the Chemist because his weapon just wants that.
Yeah, well, the thing about the Chemist is he lost an inch of range, which doesn't sound like much, but when you're teleporting a ship that has to be more than 9 inches away, and you've got 9-inch range.
Yeah.
That's true.
Deal. Just like it is on the Archnaut Company.
Yeah.
So at least the Navigator got increased range. He's now got 15-inch range on his gun. So, I mean, at least he'll be using it a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what else? He's got 3 Archnaut Companies for his battle line. A frigate with Malefic Sky Mines.
Yeah, that'll be good.
10 Thunderers.
Oh yeah, 10 Thunderers with some nice special weapons.
Yeah, he's got a good mix there. He's done the same thing as you have with just the 1 water. He's got minimum on the deck sweeper, so he's favouring the Aether cannons. But he's going to get the +1 to hit. 2 lots of free wardens with shooty loadouts.
Yeah, that's good. I think that's good. Although Thunderers probably would have, not Thunderers, Riggers probably would have been a little better in this role.
Yeah, because you're getting shooting from a lot of other places. So and to be honest, unless you're playing Barracks on, I don't think there's any reason to take Sky Wardens now.
I think you're right.
unless
until
you're
the
just,
points change.
yeah, unless you're hoping to maybe catch people out that have like a big flying unit that charges them.
Actually, they're really good against ghosts. Yeah, you get charged by 40 chain rasp.
Yeah, although Zilfin, it's getting reroll ones for the ships against anything like flyers and stuff as well. So it's got some anti-ghost tech, I guess. But
he's got some options.
yeah. The other thing is about Sky. Sorry, pardon?
No, don't worry about it.
The other thing about Sky Ones is he's got drill cannons, which obviously I don't know if that's because that's what he had built previously playing KO. I'm leaning now, unless you're going to take quite a lot of them towards either a grapple launcher or a skyhook.
Just because they have flat 3 damage, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the difference really is whether you want the extra rend and chance of more wounds. Like drill cannons are more for potentially doing damage against like high armor save targets. But I mean, minus the rend is still really good. So
I mean, Neg 3 will be good against those Petrifex Elite boys.
Yeah, and so are more wounds. Like if you do get the 6.
Yeah.
And then he's got an Ironclad with the volley cannon and the ebullient buoyancy aid. So he must be planning on taking some Archanaut company around as well.
The Thunderers and the Arcanauts, both in the Ironclad.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So one thing to say about Zilfin is you get the once per game hero phase move with a ship.
Yep.
Which is really good.
Really good.
It doesn't outright say it, but it says you can do a normal move. And so fly high says when you do a normal move, you can choose to fly high instead. So in theory, you just teleport in the hero phase.
So you can 100% teleport the ship, get the Thunderers out, and then get full use of their special weapons.
Yes.
Agreed.
And you'll be able to get the Arcanauts out as well, so you could set them up as a screen for the Thunderers if you want to as well.
Oh yeah, and they'll actually be in range of with all their guns, which will be nice.
The only time Arcanauts are any good inside the ship is when they can get out. And the one with a lot of battle plans, when you deploy 12 inches away from the center, quite often your objectives are on that line as well, aren't they?
Yeah, usually.
They're on that sort of midpoint in your territory. So those Arcanauts can potentially be 3 inches away from that objective, which means you could probably get all 10 models on the objective without having to charge. So then if you do shoot a load of stuff, or people have got little 5-man units or something, you just take the objectives without even fighting them. And the Arcanauts get +1 to hit because they're on the objective. Could be quite good. Overall, guys, what do you think of this list? It's also got a command point in there as well.
The Sky Wardens I'm not too keen on. Just like Alex did, I would have rather have seen engine riggers just because they just do way better and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, now that I think of it, with the Arcanaut company, it could be good with being as a screen if we can do the fly high in that hero phase move. I would have dropped the frigate and just probably put more Thunderers in there or riggers, but apart from that, it's okay. I mean, I don't know how well it's going to do, especially because it doesn't have the Engine Master with dirigible. That I reckon he's just a staple take now. He's such a good hero. He's got melee output, shooting output. He's fast. He's tough. You just need him in every list, in my opinion. He's an auto take, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, especially with that relic that he's got.
Yeah.
Well, part of the
another
problem
interesting thing as well. I'm sorry that I haven't seen yet is the Engine Master with the phosphorus bomblets.
Oh yeah.
Someone did have them.
I haven't seen that yet.
Only I had them. The other guy had the anti-spell armor. The
3+ Shrugger spell.
3+ shrug. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know what the phosphorate bomblets do, I reckon it's hilarious. It's pretty much Curse of Years KO version. So it's any unit within 6 of him, eh?
Yeah. So instead of shooting, you pick a unit, you roll dice 2+, take a mortal wound. You roll another dice 2+, take a mortal wound, and you keep going until you roll a 1.
Yeah.
So your average,
Or until you target 2.
your average is going to be 5 or 6. But I have already done 19 mortal wounds to a unit of banshees, and they all died, and it was hilarious.
Yeah.
It's really good.
And I mean, you said it instead of shooting, but it's as well as shooting. You do it in the shooting phase as well as shooting.
I think, doesn't it say instead of the normal shooting attack?
Oh, I don't know.
Let me just check that out.
In your shooting phase. If it is, then it's gone down in my estimation massively.
We'll consult the code.
Check the chat. See while you're doing that. Check the chat. What people were saying. Oh, we've been in the chat.
Once a battle in your shooting phase. Oh. It isn't instead of shooting. It is in addition to shooting. I didn't know that. I was playing it as the other thing. I have been handicapping him.
We
he
just
can
made
do so much more.
Yeah.
Ooh. Damn. That would have actually really helped in the game just the other day because so he was stuck in a combat. Still, he had 2 little Skaven rats. He could have shot them, and then, because it's still the shooting phase, chosen the big rat who was 6 inches away, the vermin lord, and done a horrendous amount of mortal wounds to him. Damn.
Yeah. So I've been ignoring the chat. So I was going to bring up some things because SSXE has just pointed out that obviously, if your opponent is clever and you have got 2 units there, or even if it's just 1 unit, they take models away so that it's then outside of 6 inches.
Yeah, true.
So, in some ways you kind of want to do it first and then do your shooting.
Agreed, yeah.
Possibly. I mean, it depends, what you've got left to kill.
Yeah. If you're shooting at a horde, for sure.
Yep.
If it's a possibility for your opponent to get you out of range with those bomblets, you want to go the bomblets first, and then use your 12-inch shots later.
Yeah. Yep. And then Adam Prince is asking if Grudgebearer will work with bomblets.
The one that doubles damage.
Yes.
No, it's not a weapon.
Oh no. It? Yeah, no, because that specifies damage done by weapons carried by the model with Grudgebearer, and phosphorus bomblets aren't technically a weapon, so you can't sadly do 30 mortal wounds to Nagash or something.
That would be gross.
I mean, you could still potentially do 30 mortal wounds, but you've got to roll for longer.
Yeah. Look, just get one of those weighted dice off of eBay and just kind of roll that. I am in no way endorsing cheating.
Or just get some and on all of your dice where you have the 1, just turn it into a 3.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, no, we're not advocating this.
I'm really not.
If you are going to do it, do a really shoddy job, so it looks like you're trolling people intentionally.
Then you can have a good laugh after the fact and be like, you got me. Oh no, what a shame.
Yeah. Oh.
And you're getting disqualified.
Okay. Since we're looking at the chat, Adam Prince also asks what we think about the Ordinator in a ship list.
He just can't keep up. That's the problem with him. I mean, like, yeah, it's good in theory, but he, as I said, he just can't keep up with the ships when they're flying around all over the place. You know, because that's what you want to be doing. Yeah, he just can't keep up with them to actually be useful.
Yeah.
That's at least my opinion. I've still got one, and I might use him to see how it goes. But
yeah. The trouble is the ships are basically infinite range because there's pretty much nowhere on the board that they can't reach.
I'm actually, there's a list I want to trial after CANCON. There's a lot of lists I want to trial after CANCON, but one of them is 2 Ironclads and an Ordinator just slowly walking up the board and absolutely messing up anything that even comes within 12-inch range.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Everything on the Ironclad's hitting on 2s, most of it's wounding on 3s, and you just pour fire out of everything and just destroy everything.
Yeah.
Will it capture objectives? Probably not. Will it die to some kind of like a terror guys? Of course it will. But it's going to be amazing while it lasts.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame that there's not really any way to get the Ordinator to move faster, because you can't give them an artifact, so you can't give them Thermal Rider Cloak.
I'll second that, yeah.
So you're literally just limited to trying to run him, and you can use command points to run him 6, but I mean he's still only moving 11, which is not a great deal. And I think the biggest threat that we have is the fact that we can just suddenly put all our firepower on the opposite side of the board to where our models are.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there might be something you could do where you do have multiple ships, but then you have like one that teleports around, and then you have a base of ones that sort of move into the middle. I think they'll probably end up running out of points.
Yeah.
That work.
And you'd want to take this in Mornar or Zilfin, so you can have more ships be your battle. Have your battle line be yet more ships. You just have this little fortress of boats just pouring fire out into the enemy. Probably Mornar. Gun holders are cheaper and have almost the same firepower as a frigate.
Do you mean Urbaz?
Urbaz, yes, Urbaz, not Mornar.
Jesus, you're falling to pieces.
I know Mornar used to be so good, and now it's just kind of has the best artifact in the book, but
you might say it's a shadow of its former self.
Oh snap!
There it is.
Sorry.
Jesus.
Okay. Okay. So, what do we think of Dani Carroll's list? Because we got sidetracked.
Right. Yes. This list. It's there's a few little things that I would do differently. Just change the Sky Warden's triggers, put the staff onto the Chemist. It's another one of those. Everything's in a boat, so everything can move around to wherever it needs to be. And it's going to rely on that the ganging up with your entire army on a small part of the enemy army, choosing where you pick your fights.
Yeah.
So I think it's all down to how adept the player is at those kind of hit and run tactics.
Yeah, I think it kind of, there's a problem with Zilfin where because you get the it buffs the ships, and then you get the extra artifact for a ship, but then it's also but the hero phase move really kind of makes you want to think, oh right, I really want to take a Chemist with the spell in the bottle because I can get him in casting range in the hero phase. So then you take a battalion, but then you end up with this situation where you don't have enough ships, but you've got you've got all these artifacts you could put on ships, but you don't have the ships to put them on.
Yeah.
Or you take the ships, but then you can't put in some of the other stuff you want to have, which is a shame. but I think some of what Danny's got here is going to be based on the fact that he probably had 3 days to submit his list. I wouldn't be surprised if that's why he hasn't got the new Engine Master in there, because you've got to get it built and painted, and
you do have to
do that.
You do have to shell out for this. Well, in Australia, $310 box just to get him, and then within these 2 weeks before CanCon, and then build and paint. It is a challenge, to be sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, let's move on then. Scrolling nice and quickly. Okay.
Oh, so painful.
There we go. Elliot Stenson.
That's one.
Pardon?
Oh yeah, what a legend! Custom Skyport.
Oh, and he's got all the toys on his heroes.
He's got the bomblets.
Yes. Right. So you've got custom Skyport with Master of the Skies, which I'm assuming that's the one that lets the ships re-roll hit rolls and run against flying units.
I'm gonna look up these custom Skyport rules.
Yeah. Always take what you're owed is the one where you get D3 extra A for gold, and there's no trading with some people, which has changed a lot, but it's probably still the best footnote that we have, because it's once per game one of your units can retreat and or run and shoot and or charge, so you can retreat and run and shoot and charge once per game, which is really cool.
All right. Master Skies, yeah. So that's Sky vessels rerolling ones to hit. So only reroll ones to hit, not reroll ones to wound anymore.
Yeah, that's the same. It's the same as what you get in Zilfin, unfortunately.
The
Sky vessels only as well.
The D3 shares is very good, and then you've got no train with some people. Oh yeah, you can retreat, run, and you can retreat, shoot, and charge, which is very good.
It's very good. It's one of those things that you kind of almost don't need, although that kind of depends on the answer of an FAQ. Because
you don't need it on your boat, but if you have a unit of Thunderers, it could be very useful.
Yeah. And on riggers as well.
Yeah.
Stuck with something, but it's one of those things like if you can't get your boat healed up enough to fly high, then it will be very handy.
Yeah.
But there's a sort of a FAQ that we kind of need to have because the way fly high is worded, because it says it's a setup, but then the bit in brackets implies it's a move. Right. So if it's a setup, then you can just, whenever you teleport out or something, you can shoot and you haven't retreated because you haven't moved. But yeah. Hopefully they're just to get rid of the bit in brackets. I'll just say, yeah, it's a setup.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So I think one of the big things about a custom Skyport that's really good is you're not forced to take the artifacts. There's no cost basically.
Yeah. So you got free reign on artifacts or command traits and engine works. The big thing really being artifacts, though, because there's some good command traits, but it's really that the artifacts where you're like, oh, I really want this artifact and this artifact and this artifact, and I can't fit them all in.
So I think this list is actually looking pretty solid from what I can see. So Angel Master and Dirigible Suit's got Grudge Bearer and Phosphorate Bomblet, so he's definitely a little assassin who's going to walk up to the biggest thing the enemy has and just murder it.
Yep. And he's the general as well, so he makes Riggers and Sky Warden's battle line.
Yep, and he's got 2 units of 6 Riggers with 2 boats to teleport him around.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a Chemist with Warp Lightning Vortex. He actually found the points to put that in there.
Yep.
And it's an Iron Sky command, so this list is looking like, what? 1, 2,
3 drops.
3 drops? 3 drops, which is pretty damn good.
Yep.
1980 points means you're probably also going to get a Triumph. So looking at Honest Wargamers, AOS Coach's video, 50% of people have 2,000 points. 20% of people have 1990 points. Okay. So if you've got 1980 to 1960, you're pretty likely to get a Triumph when you go into
3/4 of the game, most likely.
Yeah.
And the great thing about Triumphs is you can use them and Ether Shares in the same phase.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So he's also got...
I think a lot of...
Sorry, go ahead.
I think a lot of thought went into this list. Really a lot of thought went into it, just in how he was going to do it. It's a good test. Just in regards to, just seeing if we can do anything with a custom Skyport. I'm really interested to see how it goes.
Yeah.
If you were going to use a custom Skyport, this is how you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe. Depends. There's some things in there that I wouldn't necessarily gravitate to straight away. If I was writing a custom Skyport list and then I was like, okay, I want this, and this. Like, I wouldn't necessarily go for 2 Arcanaut companies and a frigate. Yeah. Like, I would probably go for the Iron Sky Command, but I wouldn't necessarily go, for the, like, I would probably I would maybe, like, have a second ship, but I'll go for a gun hauler.
I'd see using the Arcanaut company, but just because that's 20 Arcanauts, that's a good screen to stop things charging your squishy frigate 9-clad turn 1.
Yeah, I mean, they could have been 1 unit of 20.
I think that may have been a better idea, yeah.
But then, because he hasn't got anything to put in the Ironclad, so even if they're 1 unit, So, with 2 units of 10, you can put them in the ships, you see.
And the Ironclad can still still teleport around, even if he's got 10 company and a Chemist and a Navigator.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's one of these things where I think it's more of... I think he's probably playtested this as well. And I think some of the things he's got in here are necessarily not like the obvious choices you'd make when you first write it, but then they're sort of a bit like how you had to add screens to your list. It's like you start adding these things in because once you start putting the army on the table and you try and deploy and you go, well, I haven't got anything to go over there. Or, once I get over here, it's like, well, I can kill stuff, but then I haven't got any bodies. So, I don't know. I think potentially he's playtested this, and that's where some of the less obvious picks have come from.
Yeah. Although, one interesting thing about these Arcanauts, if you look at their special weapons, they don't have sky pikes. Even in the new book, he's just thrown the sky pikes off the Skyport. Who needs them?
Do you think he just couldn't be bothered to build them?
That might be the case. I'm actually painting up 2 sky pikes right now because I've got 12. Never painted them before.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the thing is, the pistols aren't... An Arcanaut company's never going to do much damage anyway. The Sky Pike might do damage in combat, might not. I don't know, but then the pistols aren't necessarily... 2 extra pistol shots is not necessarily going to make a huge amount of difference either.
No, but It's not a huge difference. Like, maybe the sky pikes are better, but even it's like what 0.4 of a wound, maybe.
It doesn't make any difference. The thing is, because like in some ways you like if the pistols were 12-inch range, then I could see dropping the sky pike because then you could like teleport them in the ship and then shoot with all the pistols.
Yeah, I know.
But you
I
can't.
know. Honestly, I think those Arcanor Company are best off not starting in either of those ships. Just deploy them as a screen in front of your boats. Stop them from getting charged.
Yeah, well, the thing is when you're not playing Zilfin, you can just, in your movement phase, they can just get in the boat before the boat flies high. So as long as you deploy them within 6 inches of the boat as the screen, it's
Actually,
fine.
you can 100% just start them as a screen, then turn one, get them in the boat, fly off.
Yeah,
that's perfect.
Can't get out again. If you do the same thing with the chemist and with the Arcanaut Company, then they can.
You can buff them, then put them in the boat and have that buff go off.
Yeah, although they will only shoot with 2 of their guns. But he could like you do the same thing with the chemist. You start the chemist on the table, and you can buff the riggers, and then get in the boat to then be transported.
Yeah.
This looks like a very. I'd keep an eye on this list because it's very intelligent. It's very thought out. This guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Good luck to Elliot.
And we haven't talked about the warp lightning vortex. I mean, people forget the big triangle of doom.
Oh, I mean, you cast that thing in the hero phase, it goes off. Then it's your movement phase, it goes off again.
Yeah.
And say you get a double turn, there's another movement phase, it goes off again. You're getting 2 or 3 hits with this thing before they even get a chance to dispel it. Mm-hmm. It's horrifying.
Yeah. It's great.
And I think the only real shame is I think he's probably going to make people go first.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
When you don't have the Zilfin move in the hero phase, you can't just go and then just put it anywhere you want on the table. So he's either not going to be using it till turn 2, or he's going to be making other people go first and then putting it out.
Yeah.
Which there's a good argument for in some ways, because depending on the battle plan, if people have moved then onto objectives and you then plonk it onto the objective where they are, then it's like, well, they've either got to sit there and stay on the objective and get hurt by it continually. Whereas if you put it in their territory and they've got to move forwards anywhere onto the objective, it's like, well, yeah, I'll move away from it then.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you could do well with that list.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Keep an eye on this guy. You might see him on top table.
You never know.
So do we have any more?
I think we have a couple more. Another Zilfin?
Nope, Citizen Sigma.
I think there's one after that.
Okay.
Screw you, Citizen Sigma, taking our shit. Fuck off.
There is.
Stephen Drury. Last but not least.
Stephen Drury.
Yeah.
Oh, God, this one. Oh!
Look at all those Arcanauts.
A lot of Arcanauts. A Brock Grunston. What?
Ah!
That hurts me. I mean, cool, but I mean, it's cool. I'm not gonna lie, it is kind of cool to see, but yeah, nah, that's But anyway, I'll let you guys carry on with that before I lose my mind.
Okay, so it's Barrack Zilfin.
Oh, I don't know if this list is legal. Actually,
no, it's not. Because we're blocking it.
Because your command trait needs to be the Master Commander, right?
No, that's only if it's an admiral.
No. Sorry,
So,
Oh yeah. Yep. No.
Yeah.
That's 100% true. This is totally legal. We're wrong.
So you've got Endra Master with dirigible suit, who's a general with Great Tinkerer and Staff of Ocular Optimization. So Great Tinkerer is I can't remember what it does. It buffs the way that he heals the ships in some way, shape, or form.
That's right. He heals the ships 4 instead of 3.
Oh, it adds 1.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Then
there's Brock Robinson.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Yep. And a navigator. And 3 units of 10 Arcanauts.
Yep.
10 Thunderers with all rifles.
Yeah.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4 units of 3 engine riggers. With an assortment of different guns. He's got 2. They've all got body guns. 2 of them are grapnel launchers, and then 2 have got drill cannons. And a frigate, and 2 frigates. One with power lines.
And 1970 points.
He's actually got 1 less engine work than he could have as well. Because you get an extra one in Zilfin.
Oh, you do, of course.
I think, and this is once again no criticism truly of the player, but I think he might be a bit new. I mean, I hope I'm wrong, but yeah, just the list selection, and also just the fact that he missed out in engine work means that he might be a new player. I could just be a cunt, but yeah.
He had 3 days to look at the book as well. To submit his list.
That is true. Actually, I rescind my comment. Sorry, sorry, Steve. Send me hate mail.
I'm baffled by the. So this list has 7 battle line units.
Yep.
Yes.
No, it has 9 battle line units.
9. Yes, 9. Because the frigate battle line, and so are the engine riggers because of the engine master and the Arcanaut company as well. So it's all battle line, all heroes. So is Duality of Death in this tournament?
It's not. No.
Oh, never mind then. Escalation is though. He can deploy everything on the front line of escalation.
That's true. Frigates can go on the front line.
But that's the thing.
Yeah, I'd for sure replace the Arcanaut company with Thunderers. Really.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got the Endra Master with you being your general, then unless you want to have screens, I don't know why you take Arcanaut company.
Yeah.
Unless it's
it's a hard one.
Yeah.
The riggers have a lot of shooting. I think he's done that right. So the rigger's going to come down. They've all got one of them's got the 12-inch rivet gun, and the other 2 have grapnel launcher and volley gun.
Yeah.
So they're going to do a lot of damage. There's 12 of them, and they can all teleport with the 2 ships.
Mm-hmm.
So his ships, he's maxing out on the balloon boys. So he's got 14 balloon boys there with the 2 heroes. So it's perfect for the frigates. And then I guess 2 Arcanauts starting in the frigates, and one's going to be a screen.
No, because I think Thunderers will go in one of the frigates.
Oh, yeah, he does have 10 Thunderers. Yeah, okay, yeah. There's a lot of units. It's a very high drop list, so he's not really going to get to choose who goes first or second here.
No. But it's not necessarily always a bad thing. I don't understand Brock Grunson. Like, why? He could just be another engine master.
Well, so he's got his everyone within 24 inches can reroll charges.
No, because that's only Barak Nar.
Oh, of course, yeah. He is slightly better in shooting and in combat than the Endron. No, he's about the same in shooting and slightly better in combat than the Endron Master.
Because the 20 points he could have saved just with that one change would have then given him a command point.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, a 1970 will get a triumph.
Although getting 2 Endron Masters is a bit of a chore right now.
Yeah.
And you have to buy 2 Aether Wars.
Yeah.
Well, hey, you get 2 really good units apart from that, though. Hey.
Yeah, he's already got a lot of riggers.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, I struggle to picture how this list is going to work. I mean, he can teleport a lot of stuff to one place.
And then that's all going to shoot and charge.
Yeah.
It's going to try an Alpha Strike, but he's probably going to go second. So he's got enough Arcanauts to screen himself, which is good. And then he's going to retaliate and hopefully do enough damage to neuter the opponent.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting one. I'm hoping he proves us all wrong, but honestly, I don't think it's going to do that well. But I'm sure he's going to have a lot of fun doing it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if he comes to get up against like some of the Halahart lists, or I don't know if there's Gloomsky ones as well that have lots of endless spells.
Sean Tubman, my mate Sean Tubman, he's taking a list which is pretty much just endless spells. It's fucking disgusting.
I mean, if they go if that stuff all gets grouped together, and then endless spells that do damage to all units it pass across, like a lot of those units are going to be gone in one turn, because a unit of 300 riggers, if it takes D3 mortal wounds, and then the same it's a lot of stuff is going to end up as sort of one man running around potentially. Free riggers is an interesting one, because in some ways it's like they're harder to pin down. Like someone can't just come in and then smash them and kill all 6. They kill 3 of them if you keep them apart. So
yeah, that's true. So you can't overkill them. Yeah, I think this guy's really here to learn how to use KO.
Yeah. And as is the thing with KO, it's a massive learning curve, very steep learning curve.
It will
especially
be,
if you're a new player.
And especially when you've got a new book.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That. So that's why, in general, I think that KO on the outset might not do as well at first, but I think that as time goes on and as we adjust to the meta, I think that we're going to see people doing well. But I hope you prove me wrong, Alex.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I hope Stephen proves us wrong as well. I don't think that this has got what it takes, but I'll be happy to be proved wrong. Have we gone through all the KO lists now?
I think that's the last one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's quickly double check the chat. See what's happening.
They're all calling us idiots. That's what they're doing.
Probably. I'll just try to remember how to stop screen sharing. There we go.
Something I do want to say for any admirals who are listening, I we should definitely meet up at lunch day 1 at the bottom table, and we'll get lunch together and talk some KO.
Fuck yeah, do that.
I'll put it up on Twitter and Facebook and wherever as well. But yeah. We're gonna do a thing.
Just quickly had a quick look at the chat. Adam Prince has suggested that you could teleport the Ordinator around using the Stormcast guy, which I assume would be the Knight Heralder or Heralder.
Yeah, but then you're just spending more points.
Yeah, he doesn't say that. And also, he thinks that when you talked about the Urbaz, whatever the 6-inch engine work.
Breath of Morgan?
Now. Yeah, that's the one. He says he thinks you said that was instead of shooting as well. Which
is it not?
Consult the book.
You might want to double check, Alex. But I don't remember reading anything that was instead of shooting.
Am I just underestimating all of our relics right now?
Well, I don't know. I guess you saw all the once per game things and just assumed that everything would be.
In your shooting phase, pick one enemy unit within one enemy unit, roll 1 dice each model of that unit within 6. On a 6 of wow, okay. Huh.
So you've been
all right.
Handicapping yourself twice.
I've been choosing to not use that relic ever because I'd rather use the shrapnel gun from the cannon, but yeah, no, I was surrounded by a chain blaster one time and was like just doing the maths quickly and going, nah, the shrapnel cannon's better, and just shot that instead. And I'm like, No,
you do both. And again, that's every model within range, is it?
Yep, every model within 6 inches of the boat.
Yes, you want to do that before you do your shooting.
See, this is why I can't be the admiral anymore.
No, you're stuck here, mate. You're stuck with us.
Yeah.
I just want to go. I want to go to the farm and retire.
An Aether farm.
Yeah.
Go work in the docks.
Yeah. Grab the decks.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, cover all the lists. Looks like Urbaz and Escort Wing are the hot favourites right now.
Yep. Although do not discount that custom Skyport.
Yeah.
Well, there was also a couple of Zilfin lists. They were a bit more varied. I can't remember the guy's name. There was one of the Zilfin lists that I quite liked as well. But I think, generally speaking, if it's not Urbaz Escort Wing, then I think we'll be seeing Iron Sky commands.
Yeah, so there's a Zilfin list with Iron Sky command that Gary's made from the Warhammer Weekly, but we can talk about that at another time when we go more into a list building episode, which we should definitely do. Yeah,
and I think the custom ones are going down a similar route to what the Zilfin Iron Sky command lists are going down. Like, they're different, but they're kind of trying to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Interesting. There wasn't any barracks on lists. Do you think?
I wonder why.
Do you think it looks good until you try and build it?
Maybe it feels really risky to just put your faith in charging Sky Wardens. Like, I don't feel right about that.
Any list where you have to bank on a single unit isn't a good list. You need to be able to have contingencies for multiple things, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And Urbaz and Zilfin do literally just offer that flexibility a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Zon is one of those things where when you read through it and you read all the buffs, you're like, oh yeah, that's really good. That's really good. Oh, this is even better.
Yeah.
And then, oh, this is great as well. But then you when you put it together, you're like, well, it still relies on combat, and we're not a combat army.
You're trying to make Tau a shooting army, Tau a combat army. Don't make the Tau a combat army.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly that. That's more what I was probably badly trying to say. Yeah.
They can do it, but you know what? Everyone else can do it better. Yeah. So don't even go there. Just
even if you can do combat well, if you don't have some form of like striking first or making other people strike last, it's an uphill struggle anyway.
Yeah.
It's
completely agree.
Don't play the game by their rules. Play the game by your rules, and your rules are shooting.
Yeah.
Stick with what we're good at.
Okay. Anything to add?
Nope. I think that's it. Unless we want to go over the battle plans quickly, but
I don't know if we need to. I mean, we can have a quick look.
They're pretty generic.
I don't think there's anything stand out from the tournament. It's not like they've got relocation orb or like picked arcane power and 3 places of arcane power and relocation. It's not like they've gone and picked all the hero ones or anything crazy. Is it? They've picked a mixture and they've picked ones, haven't they?
They do have places of arcane power, and I am not looking forward to playing that mission because I'm still no good at it. I've got an Endon Master and a Chemist. Endon Master's good. Chemist isn't. I guess we'll just shoot the enemy off and hope I do it quickly enough before they can amass too many points.
Yep.
Yeah.
And just pray to whatever's listening that I do not fight that freaking Gotrek Morathi Star Drake list on that mission. Because that list is going to win that mission.
Yeah. Lastly, before we go, Adam has just said in the chat, in Barracks On, in the main, the first, I guess must be the article, the one that buffs hits and wounds for Skyfarers. If they flip that round, so all Skyfarers got +1 to hit when they charge, and Skywardens got +1 to wound. How would you feel about it then?
Still no point. I said you're still banking on combat.
Yeah, you're trying to
with riggers then?
You're trying to force an army into doing what it can't, what it's not supposed to do.
I would give it another look if the bus were that way around, because that's how I read it originally, and then I realized, oh no, that does nothing for riggers.
Yeah,
warders would be completely pointless at that point. I mean, they'd still be double buffed, but
riggers would be good, but a Terrorgeist or a Greater Demon will always be better. And other armies don't have to work to make those things good. They just have those things. They have these combat monsters. If we're going,
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
But I suppose a point that I want to make in regards to this is what I think it's a trap that a lot of players get into with multiple armies, is that people see something which makes a bad unit good, and then they go for it. But the thing is that you need to make a unit that is already good better. That's what I think in regards to my list footing. So when I saw the Zon thing, I was like, okay, cool, it makes an average unit good. But the thing is that you need something which can make an already good unit, such as Thunderers or Engine Riggers, even better at what they do, instead of putting all your money on a comparatively subpar unit anyway. Because then you're just wasting points on a unit which is only good, when you can make a really good unit really fucking good.
Yeah.
So that's
the thing is, buffs are like exponential, depending on what you hit and wound on. So like, if you reroll hit rolls 1 is always basically a 16% buff, basically, or 16.66 or whatever. Like, it doesn't matter how strong a unit is or what it hits on, it just gets 16% better. So if it's stronger before, you've got one unit stronger, one unit's weak, and you give them both the same buff, then the stronger unit still ends up even stronger. Pluses or minuses don't always work out quite the same because it depends what you hit on before. Like it could go anything from like a 25% buff up to a 50% buff. But generally speaking, you still want to buff your strong units because 50% of or 25% of something that's really strong is still likely to be higher than 50% of something that's really weak. So I don't know. I think that's where like the Basilisk end up strong because like reroll hit rolls of 1 is not a massive buff, but when you put it on an Ironclad and a unit of 20 Thunderers that are already putting out a lot of damage, then it becomes quite a big buff.
Yeah, it really does. All right, so we'll call it here then.
Yep. So I don't know if I'll speak to you again before the CanCon, Alex. So good luck to you. Good luck to everyone else going, particularly the KO players.
Especially the KO players. Who else?
And I hope there are no KO mirror matches because that will, especially early on. I don't mind if it's on the last game so much, but early on, that's not so good.
Yeah, then we're just killing our own. We don't want to do that.
It's against the code.
Yes. Unless you're Barrett Warner.
Unless you're Barrett Warner.
Code doesn't apply. Okay. Right. Well, thank you everyone that's been listening and taking part in the chat. And we will hopefully be back soon.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. See you at CanCon, guys.
Yeah, mate.
I'll be doing a play-by-play on Twitter or something.
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
At Grand Autumn. Yep.
Oh yeah, and if you want to follow me on Twitter, just look up the Hobby Hobo. I'm always posting dumb shit about KO, whatnot.
I didn't know that was your Twitter name. For the longest time, I did not know that was your Twitter name.
Well, there you go. Now you know.
Yeah, now I'm following
and knowing is half the battle, and the other half is violence.
Yeah. I'll put links to both of Twitters in the video description thingy.
Sweet, bro.
Thanks.
And then that way people don't have to try and remember them. They can just click on them.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah. Okay. See you soon, guys.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.